So when it comes to beautiful fragrances, we all know that I'm a massive fan of performance. So I've picked out 5 of my longest lasting fragrances. So I'll be back in just a second. So welcome back, you're watching the Luxury Fragrance Boss channel. My name's Scott, of course I am the Luxury Fragrance Boss. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my top 5s. Now, if you are a regular subscriber, welcome back. Otherwise, if you are new to the channel, this first video, consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, might as well hit that notification bell as well so you know anytime I release a new video. Now, if you do enjoy the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Also, put in the comments your top 5 longest lasting fragrances. First of all, I want to discount a couple though that I do have in my collection that I've spoken about before and I've had them in a while. Number 1 would be Aventus, because we all know that's a top performer. Number 2 would be Santal 33 from the house of Le Labo. We all know this one lasts forever as well. And then probably the biggest and longest lasting fragrance, this one goes on for absolutely ever, which is this one right here, Interlude Man from the house of Amouage, obviously known as the Blue Beast, for more than one reason, because it is an absolutely incredible projection beast. Also, it is probably the longest lasting fragrance that I've ever smelled and ever owned, and probably ever will. That one I wore actually last week. I was doing an event in the evening, so I wore it all the way through the day. Sometimes I get a little hot and stuff like that, a little bit hot and sweaty throughout the day when I'm getting ready for this event, because I'm backwards and forwards to my car in the heat here. So yeah, I do get on a little bit of a sweat, but I know that this one can deal with that, and I'm going to smell pretty much just like Interlude until the following day. And in fact, I did my event, and then the next morning I woke up, I showered, and then I sprayed on something else. I can't remember what I wore the next day, but I could still smell Interlude even when I was wearing something else. So that gives you some idea of exactly how strong that fragrance is. So we're taking those ones out, and let's get into the top 5 then. Now, number 5, well, in 5th position, I'm gonna go with one that I only recently discovered. This one I was in Osmay Perfumery, when I was in Miami about a month ago now. Maurice from Osmay introduced me to the Xerjoff collection, because a lot of them I haven't had a chance to smell yet, but he had the Xerjoff collection in there. Didn't have it last year when I was there, but he introduced me to one called Erba Pura. Now, this one used to be a Sospiro fragrance. This one is an absolute beauty. The best way I can describe this one is pretty much like a fruity sherbet bomb, or so if you know what sherbet is. I know anyone in England would know. But yeah, so it's like a really powdery fruit bomb is what this one is, and it is an absolute projection beast, and it also does last forever. Again, this is another one. I wake up the next morning, but the first time I tried this, woke up the next morning, it's as if I just sprayed it on like half an hour before. So this one, for fans of, I'd say fans of Baccarat Rouge 540, maybe a Whittian's Liwa, they may find this one quite interesting, and I definitely would recommend trying this one out. So in number 5, we've got Erba Pura from the house of Xerjoff. Now at number 4, we're going to go to one that's been around quite a while, and it's very, very popular, as known and very, very well known for its longevity as well as its projection, which is Baccarat Rouge 540. This one right here, obviously this isn't the big bottle. This one, I was very fortunate enough that note-taking skills on Instagram sent me a bunch of samples from the house of Rocha, and they also dropped this one in there as well because they didn't know if I'd tried this one. Our stores used to sell this one, but I never really took advantage of picking this one up. However, recently I've smelled one from Thomas Kosmala. I believe it's Thomas Kosmala's number 3, it's either 3 or 4, but it's very, very similar to this. It's a bit more musky, and the projection and the longevity is just as good as this one. So it's, I mean, the great thing about the Thomas Kosmala one as well is it's about, well, it's less than half the price of the Baccarat Rouge, and that's for a 100ml bottle, not for a 50ml bottle like you get with Baccarat Rouge. 100ml for, I believe it's £125 or 195 US dollars. So 100ml, and it performs, as I said, just as well. This one could be a little bit sweet for some people, so I'd say if you do find this one a little bit sweet, definitely check out the Thomas Kosmala one, because that one is a little bit more musky. It's probably a little bit more masculine. So yeah, I mean, but both of them fantastic fragrances. If you, like I said, if you're looking for something a little bit sweeter, Baccarat Rouge 540. Otherwise, check out Thomas Kosmala's number 3 or 4. So yeah, number 4 we've got Baccarat Rouge 540. So into the top 3 then. Now in number 3, the only reason I'm putting this in number 3 is because I do talk about this one a lot, and it is a longevity beast. This is one of those ones, again, like I mentioned, like the last 2, where you wake up, I mean, all of these are going to be the same. So all of these, you're going to wake up the next morning and literally you're going to be scrubbing your neck, and it's still, all you're going to do is when you get out the shower, you're still going to be able to smell it. You're going to smell it all over your towel and stuff like that. This is just the way that these fragrances are. Longevity wise, they're absolutely fantastic and you cannot fault them. I mean, the other thing is as well, these are all beautiful fragrances that I'm talking about. So these are ones that you do want to last forever. So in number 3, as I said, this is one that I talk about quite a lot. One of my absolute favorite fragrances of all time, Penhaligons Halfeti. This one here, I just cannot speak highly enough of this one, and it's so unique as well. What I love about this one is it's got everything you want. You can wear it all the way through the year. You've got those sort of fresher notes that you pick out during the summer, and you've got those sort of warmer, spicier notes that you pick out during winter and fall. But this one is just one that I cannot get enough of. I mean, I picked this one up, well, 2 years ago now, and no, I didn't, sorry. I discovered it about 2 years ago when I was in San Francisco, but I waited about 6 more months. So yeah, I've had it coming up to 2 years in March, in fact, when it hits its 2-year mark. But that one there, I absolutely adore it. It really is a very interesting and unique scent. And I know a lot of my viewers have actually gone out and bought that one, blind bought it, and absolutely love it as well. So thank you so much to those of you that let me know that you have blind bought that one after listening to my review, and then also finding out that you absolutely adore it as well. So in number 3, we've got Penhaligons Halfeti. So in at number 2, we're going to a fairly new house. This is one, first of all, I want to say thank you to Aaron Terence Hughes. It's from his house. He sent me his whole collection, his original collection, which was 7 full bottles. Out of these ones, there's a couple of real absolute stunners in there. Tobacco, Oud and Vanilla is one of my favorites, but this one as well, this one's a beautiful sort of Oud. It is Aaron Terence Hughes Oud, but this one is an absolute projection beast and a longevity monster as well. This is one of the nicest, sort of cleanest smelling woody Ouds that I think is out there. It's absolutely beautiful. You've got some sort of, it's got like a quite fresh smell about it as well. So it's definitely one of those ouds that you can wear in the summer, in the hotter months. So I mean, it's a good all year round fragrance, but yeah, very, very beautiful and very, very, such a sort of beautiful, clean oud smell. But yeah, I mean, it really is a projection and longevity beast. One of the strongest ouds I think I've ever tried. I've not tried loads and loads of ouds. Probably Oud Maximus from the House of Bortnikov is not quite as strong, but definitely doesn't have the longevity of this one. I don't know too many ouds, as I said, that do have sort of amazing longevity, also projection as well. So definitely one worth checking out. This one runs at about £145. Some of his stuff is available in the US now. I think you have to spend a minimum amount before he can ship it for you, but it's definitely worth checking out. I can't remember what the minimum spend is, but otherwise you will have no problems getting hold of this in the UK from either, I think it's Bloom Perfumery or Fascinations, and also on Aaron Terence Hughes website as well. But I'll stick all those links in below, so look out for that. So my number 1 longest lasting fragrance, I do have a small bottle of this one which I bought recently, which I wasn't going to get just yet because it is similar to another fragrance that I have which doesn't perform anywhere near as well. This one's also a bit more unique as well. Now the fragrance that I'm talking about doesn't perform as well is this one right here, which is Creed Erolfa. The one now if you watch my channel regularly, you're gonna know exactly which one I'm talking about. This one is an absolute beast. It's got a little bit more greenness to it. And of course I'm talking about Every Storm a Serenade. Now the reason I bought a small bottle of this one because my wife absolutely loves this one as well. So I've just treated us to a small bottle. I treated her to a small bottle just to begin with, and then we'll go and get the bigger bottle once my Rolfa runs out. Because as I said in my reviews before, once my Rolfa runs out, then I will replace it. But I will replace it with every Storm Serenade, just because I think it's a bit more unique. As I said, it's a little bit more green, and the performance on it is so much better. If you are looking for a projection beast and you're looking for a longevity beast and looking for something sort of really aquatic, definitely worth checking out Every Storm Serenade. It is absolutely stunning. Just to give you some idea of the projection of this one. Now, my wife wore this pretty much, well, she did wear it the very next day after I got it for her. Because I was tired from being in Miami, she got up about 4 hours before me. My wife hardly applies absolutely anything. She's literally like one of those people that like she'll hold it out here and then she's like not even a full spray. However, 4 hours later, when I was walking past the hallway just outside here, which is good like 8 and 9 feet away, every time I walked past the office door in the hallway, all I could smell was Every Storm Serenade. 4 hours after she had just sprayed those minimum little sprays. And that was pretty much all, like I said, that was all I could smell when I walked in here. Even when I applied my own fragrance that day, all I could smell was Every Storm Serenade over the top of it. So it really is an absolute beast. So that's my top 5 longest lasting fragrances. I hope you enjoyed that. In the comment section, please put whatever your top 5s are. Otherwise, what are your top 3 longest lasting fragrances? Any others that you recommend as well to me? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. You can find me at Luxury Fragrance Boss. That we keep up to date with my scent of the day, anything else that I've got going on. Besides that, stay smelling fantastic. I look forward to seeing you very soon, and thank you so much for watching.